want you to practice, okay? I want you to practice applying the RADCAB. I want you to practice applying what Alan November's suggestions were for evaluating websites. So you're going to stop the recording now and write down these addresses so that you can go to these websites and evaluate them. Or you can go to the Blackboard on the Blackboard website. You can find these links and click on them and go to the links directly. But go ahead and pause now, and then after you've made your evaluation, come back and see the results. Okay, the first site was about the dangers of dihydrogen monoxide. Did you figure out what dihydrogen monoxide is? Because that's the important part of this whole thing. Dihydrogen monoxide is also known as H2O. Di means two, right? Hydrogen, H, so H2. Mono means one. Monoxide, oxygen, so H2O. Alright, so you have to know that DHMO is actually H2O, which is actually water. So what's the purpose of this site? If you read under the press kit, okay, down here, that's what helped me the most. You saw that this site was created by a man who was tired of the sensationalism in the press. He felt like they were scaring the public unnecessarily over common everyday items. So he created this site to discuss the dangers of water, which, by the way, include drowning. The information on the site is true, although it is overstated in a way to get people to be cautious. The sites it links to are reputable sites, so the key is figuring out just what dihydrogen monoxide is. Since it may be unfamiliar, the easiest thing to do is to do a Google search on the term. That quickly leads to a link to the dihydrogen monoxide hoax. Also at the bottom of the page is a note saying content. Bottom of his web page is a note saying content veracity not implied, which means, you know, the veracity means truth, so we get it clear here. And as I mentioned, everything's explained under his press kit. Alright, the next site was all about explorers. I love this site. What did you think about it? Even before I understood this site, I loved it because it's so well organized and the graphics are nice. I have to admit, at first I thought it was the perfect site to go to get information about the explorers. I didn't understand the purpose until I did a couple of things. One, I went to for teachers, okay? But even here, it looks good. But that led me to the lessons, okay? And especially the treasure hunts. So when I went to the treasure hunts, and I wanted to research about an explorer, John Cabot, for example, I would compare his website, the information here, to the information on other websites. Okay, so they give me the explanations here, alright? Basically, I find out, so if I go to Explorers over here, and I go to John Cabot, he dreamed about finding and knew, however, the government was not willing to support him. So basically there's, okay, DVDs, I know that that's not true. There's some other tricky stuff that you had to know was not true also. But basically they purposefully put false information here. So if you find a paper that has this information in it, you know the student only used one source.